Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word.
It's so alien coming out of his mouth.
It sounds so weird. It's like hearing Santa say it.
Yes, it is. It's just like that. It's horrifying.
But it had this I don't know, because he's trying to hold his British in and do an American voice, so it gives it this weird flourish at the end.
He still sounds like Picard.
It sounds like very Juilliard, yeah.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. What a weird way to begin this episode.
It's fine. My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched Green Room. Yay!
Oh boy, oh boy.
You can't keep us here. You gotta let us go.
We're not keeping you. You're just staying.
We're so fucking dead, guys.
What do we do? Oh, shit.
This will be over soon, gentlemen.
Before we get started, big thank you to Dr. Slaphammer, our Patreon producer, who had us watch Green Room.
Indeed.
A movie that I didn't realize was as old as it was.
Me either. That was a
checked
punch
to see
to
if
the
we covered
face.
it. Yeah, I was like, surely we covered this when it came out.
No, it's
And I was
2015.
like, oh, we didn't exist.
2015. Yeah, we were still at Cracked when this came out.
Yeah. Thank you to the good doctor.
Thank you very
Slaphammer.
much. Yeah, this is a movie I'll get it out of the way. This movie I think is really good. I really enjoy this movie, but it's one that I haven't seen a lot. This was, I think, the third time I've seen it. Same.
It's a really good movie. It's 90 minutes, which I would argue goes by pretty fast.
Perfect. It's so tense.
Yeah,
God,
it's
this
Jeremy
movie's tense.
Saulnier.
Yeah, Jeremy Saulnier, who recently did that really excellent movie last year. Rebel Ridge, yeah. That was good. The not all cops notwithstanding, but
but it was good.
It was very good.
Yeah, and he's doing a new one coming up with it's got Poots in it. The new one. It's got
Imogen Poots.
Yeah, it's also got Stephen Root, who could play a terrifying character if that's what they're going for.
Oh boy, he's done it before.
I don't know if that's but this was like I feel like an indie wet dream, and what I mean is like most of it takes place in a green room. For people who haven't seen it, we're gonna spoil it. It's a very good movie, but it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
So if perhaps you don't like violence, you might just listen to us talk about it. But it's all in one room for the most part, and it has Patrick Stewart, who kind of. At the time, Anton Yelchin is obviously a big name. We got Chekhov versus Picard here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Imogen Poots.
This is Anton Yelchin's last film.
Yeah.
Last film released while he was alive. He had a few posthumous releases, but...
Right. And so,
Imogen Poots. I
was reading, they got...
Callum Turner.
I know, from One Night Only.
From One Night Only, from Sex Purge. He's the singer.
Yeah. I can't believe that was him. No. I didn't recognize him.
I didn't remember it was him in this movie either. Yeah. And Alia Shawkat from Arrested Development.
Yeah. Old Maybe. It's a great cast.
Oh, and the drummer is the dude from Hang the DJ.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but I believe you.
The Black Mirror episode.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I was reading about it, and they got Patrick Stewart a week before they started shooting him.
Oh, damn.
So it was a last minute thing where he read it and was like, "Oh yeah, this is great," and flew from England there. And I just imagine as an indie film, it's good names, but Patrick Stewart was when I first saw
That
the
sells
trailer,
it.
I was like, Patrick Stewart as a Nazi.
That's how you sold it to me. I remember. I think didn't we do this as a movie that deserves more hype or something on like Uncracked?
Probably.
And I think that's how you sold it. Was like Patrick Stewart's playing a Nazi.
Yeah, and it's like, well,
Well,
I
I have to see that. Anyway, sorry.
No, this movie it's terrific, and it is still gut-wrenching to watch.
We didn't get to the premise. It's a band is trapped in the green room of a skinhead Nazi club because they accidentally stumble into they witness a murder, and they're trapped inside the green room. Nazis are trying to get in. It's very graphic, very intense. Just tense in general. Man, what a good thriller.
Yes. I was reading the director
even the third time. It's still good.
Yeah, the director had this idea for a while, not knowing the punk scene, although I guess he was in the punk scene, but he was like a green room, like escape movie. And then naturally punks versus Nazi skinheads is like, well, yeah, like a siege movie where it's like they have to get out. It's very simple. It's a trapped room. And so, the question, of course, becomes like, how do you maintain that for 90 minutes? And I think they did a very good job at it. There's only one moment where I'm like, well, don't do that. But
when they just are like, well, let's just go.
No, I was thinking it's like the Naked Gun, where it's like, I'll give you the gun and you give me a phone. And I'm like, the gun's all you got, kids. Don't give the
gun away, guys. Yeah, I really, really questioned the sense in that. Although, in the scene, Patrick Stewart's like, look, either you give me the gun or who's to say I'm the owner of this club? I didn't just come here and find some dead girl. You guys are out of towners. We don't know you. You're in the back with a gun. You won't come out. Am I in my rights to just come in there, guns a-blazing? So he's basically telling them either give me the gun or we're just going to start shooting through the wall and kill you all.
Yeah.
So they really kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah, they do a good job making it feel correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of like back and forth, but they have enough layers, I think.
It's very well written. It's a very good script.
It is. It's very efficient, very like quick. We learn very. They see what is it, Flesh Wolf, and then they found out that they see the set list later, and they figure that out. There's
I like how it's doled out though, because the second reveal is that it means meat grinder. So like, is that some kind of code or something? And then we turn out it's ultimately something kind of innocuous, but it's a nice thread throughout the movie. It's just like the song during the band set list that these two skinhead deserters were going to meet outside the club during. That was their cue to meet out at his car, and they were going to escape together and get married. But instead, she gets stabbed by a guy named Worm.
Yeah, she sure does. Worm.
Sorry.
No, Worm with an E, W-E-R-M, Worm.
Yeah,
I believe. And then, like, it also creates a situation where they bring in a new character, right? They bring in someone to kind of move. Like, this movie is all about, like, again, how do we stay in this area while keeping things feeling like it's progressing? And a part of that is, like, adding this new guy who comes in at a certain point who dies pretty quickly, frankly.
Yeah.
But it's all about that. Like, how do we keep this ball kind of moving in the air? We find, there's a basement, and that has an element in it. And like, how do we invent games like that?
Their heroin basement
game. Yeah. The game at the end where he has the shotgun and he has the machete and she's upstairs. They really it's very simple. There's two guns. There's a few tools, and they make a meal out of that back and forth. Where
it's so like the violence is so. I want to say realistic, but like I think it is to an extent. But it's so intense and so brutal and so visceral, I think is maybe the word that I'm looking for more. You really get the sense of like, okay, these are all a bunch of people who like, I really don't want to, like, they do such a good job of like, these people are in so much fear of intense pain. Like, I don't know how to exactly articulate the thought I'm having, but it's like the game in the basement you're describing. It's like we have a skinhead who has a shotgun, and even he is kind of like this relatively green-faced kid who's like, I know if I walk in there, I'm going to get swung at with a machete. I don't fucking want to get hit with a machete. And he can't go back upstairs because she's behind him. Like, they're really making it, they're making it hurt for the audience, I guess is what I'm trying to get across.
No one really knows what they're doing.
No, yes. Yeah. It's very chaotic.
Yeah. There's a quote from the director here. There's nothing sadistic in Green Room. There's brutal indifference and self-preservation, but there is only one act of unmotivated violence, and that's what sets off the whole film and sets the whole plot into motion. Everything else is brutal, pragmatic, and reluctant. And like he made a note to say, like, yeah, it's a violent film, but I didn't want to I'm not glorifying the violence, which is why it's so hard to watch. I think the other sorry, go ahead. I'm not going to forget my thought, but it is specifically about the level of violence in this movie. Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about like why is it that this makes me feel so much dread in my gut? And I think one of the main reasons is the theme throughout it. It's called Green Room, and like I said, like he invented it way before he knew what the film was going to be. He liked the broad concept. But then you notice that it's like everything is green in the movie. They start in a field of green. They're driving into the woods of Oregon, which, of course, making it like basically a Nazi roadhouse in Oregon.
I didn't know this at the time, too. So it's very interesting watching this in 2026, particularly through the lens of just having everything, like all of the everything that like Robert Evans has done, and then I wasn't aware of like how much of a white supremacist enclave like Portland and Oregon was when I saw this movie in 2015. Like I just didn't. Nazis still seemed like mostly gone at the time when I saw this movie.
At the time, yeah.
So, like I knew about skinheads and stuff like red laces and like because I was in the punk scene, so I was familiar with all that stuff. But like the specifics about Portland and et cetera, I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, and that adds extra because when Patrick Stewart is like, "I am within my rights to shoot you," I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what Portland and this area is like, but they're in the middle of the fucking woods. Like it's just, and it feels like a dangerous place to be.
Yeah,
and it feels like they're fairly isolated.
You really feel like they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
like even if they weren't skinheads, like I've been at shows in way out sketchy places like this. Not just in a band, but like at wrestling shows too, at different kinds of shows where it's like, boy, if I witnessed something like this, I'm not sure that they would let me leave either. Like, I think that's part of why it's so tense is how it feels like real. Sure. What's that?
Yeah. Oh, I just love how the band falls into this gig too, which is that they've driven all this way for this shitty fucking show at
a
Denny's.
Mexican restaurant in the middle of the day.
And then the guy's like, all right, there's this other thing. It's going to be skinheads. And they're like, sure, fine. Like,
that guy. Did you recognize Tadpole from The Boys and It's What's Inside?
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's Gecko, I think is his name on The Boys.
I did.
I'm pretty sure that's him anyway. The guy that can like regrow is, pretty sure that's the same actor. Hope I'm right.
Yeah. But going back to that feeling of dread, I guess it's that. So you have this like trapped in nature in this box within a box, and then you have the dogs.
Oh man!
And even before you know the dogs are there, what I realized is like there's this running theme throughout, which is that the dread starts the moment you realize that they've witnessed this murder. And you realize that even the skinheads don't want to do this. That's what's interesting too, is like Patrick Stewart is like, what the fuck, man? Worm could have just gone to jail.
Hey,
like,
Worm would have happily gone to jail, yeah.
Yeah, no one likes the situation.
No.
Right? It immediately, everybody's like, fuck. And it's this moment of inevitability where you realize immediately this is not going to end without this band getting murdered or fighting their way out. There is no negotiation. Like, and it's from the start. it's that realization that things just are, and they aren't going to, they cannot be changed in any way, any like way besides violence, terrible violence.
Yeah, it's
and
so
this machine just
clinical.
starts, yeah, and this machine just starts going, and like that's what makes it such a good use of Patrick Stewart, because he is very similar to Picard in this.
Yeah.
He is commanding. He is smart. He says lines that Picard would say.
He feels compassionate in parts.
Yes. He says, "What did we forget?" at one point to one of the guys when they're wrapping things up. He says something like, "You let your pride get in the way." He says Picard lines.
The fire hazard.
Yeah, the fire hazard shit.
It's a cut. That's a cut line though. It's like, "What did we forget?" And it cuts to a different. So it's the audience. You're like, "Yeah, what did you forget? What did they forget?"
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway,
but it's this man leading this horrific machine that is just, it will not stop. It's not gonna. It's a meat way grinder. Out of this. Yes. And so it's terrifying from the very start.
Yeah, and seeing it for the third time, or just having on a rewatch, I guess you would know this. It's interesting how, just talking about Dread, how they tease the dogs. Like they start talking about the dogs before you realize that's what they're talking about. Yeah. But having in a rewatch, you realize that it's dogs. So it's just this man. And the dogs are a good, like, they're a good symbolism of what you're talking about, because they're trained dogs, right? They're not thinking about it. They're dispassionate. They're not doing it to be cruel. They're just doing what they've been trained to do. When they're sicked on these people and they kill them terribly, they're doing what they've been trained to do. And they're right. When you say the command word, they stop and they're just dogs again. Like at the end of the movie, the dog just goes and lays down next to its dead master. It doesn't.
Well, they break one of the dogs.
Yeah.
And that's the other part, right? Because that is mirrored by the guy, the doorman or whoever, also just wandering to go get the cops. And you can tell he's also like.
Oh, Dave or done. Gabe, whatever his name. I think Gabe.
Gabe, I think. Yeah, he's just done. And it's the same with the dog. The dog is just done. And it's this idea of like this cycle. Again, this green room, nature, these animals who won't stop. And then miraculously, we see an instant of two of them kind of stopping, kind of like just going like, I'm done. Because the dog just hears the feedback basically and then
gets shot.
And then does the dog get shot?
The dog also gets shot.
Oh, okay. And then it's just like it takes the fight completely out of him. Mm-hmm. And it's like this swap, right? Because Anton Yelchin shaves his head, becomes an animal essentially, and like there's this idea of order versus chaos I've noticed, which is that his paintball story is about fighting soldiers at paintball, and then of course they can't intercut that
you can't play at war, you can't play real war.
Yeah. And it's intercut with him, Picard being like, you're getting your red laces today, and it's like, you're right, they're an army. He says at one point, we're a movement, not a party. Is that what he says?
Yeah, that's what Picard says. Picard. His name's Darcy in the movie.
Darcy.
Remember, we're a movement, not a party.
Right. And so it's this idea of these people who are like, again, a machine. They're a little army. They believe in something, albeit something shitty. And this whole thing is, you get that idea that Patrick Stewart, he doesn't care about punk music. He's not there for the music. He's there to indoctrinate people.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's there to get the message out, yeah.
Yeah, he's a true believer.
He likes punk music and hardcore music probably because it attracts young, disaffected people. Young, disaffected white men.
Yeah, exactly. And then they sell drugs because I'm sure that funds their movement.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so it's them walking in on this.
And that's the real problem we learn, is that they can't, the cops can't show up and discover the drug operation.
Right. Yeah, this murder was in a room that there was if the cops lock this down as a crime scene, they're going to find the drugs.
They will find the heroin lab beneath the green room.
Right. It's a great pickle because there's just no way.
There's just no way out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to convince them, like, look, guys, we'll just go. And it's like, when it's a group of people who have no problem murdering people, it's like, sure, we could let them go. It's like the mob, right? Where it's like, we could let them go and take that risk, or we could just shoot them.
We could just murder them, yeah.
Yeah, it means nothing to us to just kill them.
In for a penny, in for a pound, right?
Yeah, and the fact that they have no social media presence, they haven't told anybody where they are. They, like, on principle, they're against social media.
Yeah. Yeah, all the street cred stuff they get out of the way.
Yeah, I like
in the
that.
interview in the beginning. It's like, yeah, they're so like old school punk rock that they're completely analog, and it winds up kind of really biting them in the ass.
It's like, you got to be there. It's about experiences, and it's like, well, you're about to have an experience, so
that's also kind of a
joy.
Through line in the movie, right? The idea that music is life, you know, this shared experience that just sort of exists as it exists and then it's gone. You can listen to recordings of it. You can look back on it in recordings and such, but it's not the same experience as having been there and sharing it with those people. And there's sort of this moment when they first start playing at the Skinhead show, and they start off with Nazi Punks Fuck Off.
Yeah, which is great.
And then they start playing their regular songs and start actually connecting with some of the crowd, and people start moshing, and it becomes kind of this montage of just them, just kind of people sort of connecting.
Right. And the Skinheads like their music. Mm-hmm. Later, the guy's like, you guys are
that
great.
Is chilling.
It's chilling. That was the song I did her to.
The song I did her to. It was hard. It's like, what the fuck do you say to that?
Thanks. Do you want me to sign? You want to buy an album?
It's like, I don't know if I would ever play that song again. I don't know what that would, like, what would you say to that?
But it's true that, again, going back to, like, yeah, this animalisticness, this order versus chaos throughout, where it's like the music, you know, they do Nazi Punks Fuck Off, and it, like, charges all the Nazis up, right? And they want to mosh.
It disgusts like, some of them, and some of them leave.
Okay, yeah.
But then the ones that stay, like,
they play a good show. Is the point?
Yeah,
like
they connect. They across the, you know, ideological, all that bullshit. You know, it's just we're sharing a moment of life together. It's, you know,
right. And they do a good job where, you know, it ends up being Anton Yelchin and the skinhead who was going to escape everything.
No, so she's the friend of the one who was going to escape. I think she was helping her escape. She's
skinhead adjacent, I guess.
Right.
She's
she explains. It's, what does she say? She says, "I'm not a Nazi." I can't remember what she says. Anyway, she's helping her friend get out of there, and clearly has no love for these Nazi skinheads.
Yeah, but it's a good little, like, a pairing of these two.
You get the sense that she's drifted kind of from extreme scene to extreme scene.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, they don't give us too much.
No, we don't really know any. That's another thing about this screenplay is it doesn't waste time with any backstory. We don't learn any backstory about anyone except what comes out during the film. Like,
yeah, there's little arcs. There's you know, our main character, Anton Yelchin, who plays Pat, I want to say. Yeah. They do this thing at the beginning where they do Desert Island Band. Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know, a stupid question, but because if you're on a desert, how are you going to play? It doesn't matter. Like, I get Desert Island Book because I'm like, okay, I can visualize that. I'm just saying, Desert Island Band, I'm like, what do I got? Electricity? Do I got a radio?
You just got one. Sorry. You got one album. Or
one album.
Rather, access to one artist's
Point
music.
is that he can't decide his. Mm-hmm. And then he's kind of... There's this idea that he's kind of a coward, or he's kind of just... I wouldn't call him a coward. I call him a regular guy. A regular skinny guy who, like, has... Like, he decides to play Nazi Punks Fuck Off, but you can see...
He chickens out when he's looking at them. He gets the idea.
He's terrified up there.
Yeah, and then Alia Shockett's like, no, we're going to play it, man. This was your idea.
Yeah, exactly. He does a ballsy idea, but he's sort of terrified the whole time. Again, just kind of a regular guy, I would say.
He doesn't commit. He doesn't commit. So, like, I think his struggle is because what we see the others do is the others give an answer when they're asked during the interview for their desert island band, and then when they're all about to rush out of the green room and realize that some of them may die, golly shock, it's like, fuck it, truthfully.
Confess.
Yeah, they confess, okay, my actual answer, not the one that I was saying for street cred, because they all give these very cool answers, which are, undoubtedly influences they have. But, like, if you're being honest, what's your favorite? And so I forget what she says.
I'm overthinking the desert island question because I wouldn't even go with favorite band. I go with an album that's long and calming. If I'm like, oh, I want to go with this punk album, I'm like, well, that punk album's 15 minutes
pretty
long.
short. Yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm going to go crazy.
I think for me, band would probably be Alkaline Trio. If I'm being perfectly honest, it would be either Alkaline Trio or Blink-182.
Sure.
But if I had to pick an album, it would probably be Disintegration by The Cure, because that's the album that I've listened to the most.
See, I would choose like a classical composer.
That's probably a good idea, but but Disintegration is a very atmospheric album, so you can put it on and listen to it like that.
Right.
Sorry.
I know that the question isn't to be taken literally. You're just trying to ask someone.
Right. It's just
what's an album you can't live without? What's an album that's like bass line or a band? Did they say band or album? I forget.
They say band. They say artist.
Okay.
No caveats. Just Anyway, the point of it's a fun conversation starter is the point of the question. But anyway, they all give the cool answer initially, but then when they're about to rush out, they give their real answer. The drummer, I think, says Prince. Callum Turner sticks with Misfits, which is funny.
I like that one of them was like,
sticks with Misfits.
I love punk.
I forget what Elliot Shawkett says.
Which is a very funny
he says what?
Detail. How he knows karate. Or like some...
Oh,
he's
the drummer?
One, right?
Oh, no, not... it's the drummer. The drummer is the MMA guy, yeah.
Karate drummer. Which perfect choice that is the drummer.
Oh, yeah, it would be the drummer.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anton Yelchin can't decide in that scene either. So the sense that we're given is that he can't decide whether to give the cred answer or the real answer.
Right.
Which is the idea that he can't quite commit to his anyway. And then the completion of the arc is he's like, oh, I finally figured it out at the end to Imogen Poots, and she's like, tell it to someone who gives a shit.
Yeah, and that's the end. Good ending line.
It's a great ending, yeah.
Yeah, and it sort of symbolizes, I think, this idea of this, because I think there's a theme throughout, and the director had talked a bit about it as well, of like, we're watching kids become killers. And going back to like the nature of it all, the order versus chaos, like we're kind of watching like this movie has I would say a very satisfying release to the tension. Because once it's just the two of them, and Anton Yelchin basically is like, we have to confuse the enemy, is essentially what he decides. It's like, let's just go fucking weird on them. And the tables start to turn. It's also when like the dog loses its fight and then the guy loses his fight. And you can just feel that energy of like, they've kind of harnessed their chaos versus their order to start like using using the things they know and using like their intelligence and communication and weirdness to get ahead. And it's very cathartic once he's finally like, like the ending scene, they don't even try to really make it seem like Picard's going to get the upper hand.
No.
It's just, he's there with a gun. I like when he's like, where like Anton Yelchin is like, how he doesn't really know what he was planning. Like there's this moment where they're like, let's go to the cops. And then they're like, they send the skinhead alone who complies, because it's this idea of like, at that point, the skinhead's like, I don't want to play anymore.
He comes in and he literally says, I want to go to prison. I want to go to jail.
Yeah. It's that idea that even if they win, he doesn't want it anymore.
He doesn't
it's
feel
that
he
idea
doesn't want
of
it.
like,
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
But that's.
I didn't want to help with a fucking quadruple homicide. Or not even more than that.
At this
Sorry, what were
point,
you
there's a
gonna say?
lot of dead people. But yeah, I had written that down, so I'm glad you brought it up. But that end scene where they come up and it's the Picard doesn't really put up much of a fight, and they're holding them gunpoint and watching them basically stage the bodies of his friends in front of the van. They're making it look like they snuck onto Picard's property to siphon his gas and were attacked and killed by his dogs. And then I assume they're going to blow the car up, right? They're going to set it on fire and make it look like the gas siphoning was a mishap.
Right. And I just want to note, they're doing this before they've confirmed they've all dead. And it shows how like that order, that army, that like they're so sure of this outcome that they fuck up basically and they all leave and they're like, you finish off, Will, because they're also trying to beat the clock.
Yeah, they're in a time crunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like, well, delegation is how I answer this. It's like, well,
yeah.
But anyway, to your point, or rather to the point of like, he's not sure what his plan is. And it's that idea of he's not ready to commit because he is sure what his plan is. And that's what Imogen Poot's line to him is. Because they're up there, they have everybody at gunpoint. They make the dog trainer tie the other dog, the second dog, to the fence. And they start to have some conversation. And then the dog trainer says, well, hey now. And then Imogen just turns and blows him away.
Yeah.
And then Pat goes like, oh, so we're doing that? And she says, why else did we come up here?
Yeah.
So she's basically forcing him to confront, no, you came up here to kill these people. Like, why else did you come up here? And he's like,
it's
to
this
mess
idea
up
of,
their
like-
crime scene. It's like, no, that's not why you came up here.
Right. It's very similar to him saying, let's play Nazi punks fuck off, and then being like, oh, I don't know about this. And it's like,
You
this was
wanted to
you.
do this. Yeah.
What did you think this was? What did
Exactly.
you think we were going to do up here?
It's a bookend. You're 100%. I hadn't made that connection, but you're right.
Yeah.
It bookends the Nazi punks fuck off thing.
I like how he's sort of like waving the gun a bit, and he just goes, this is a nightmare. And I like that too, because again, he's shell shocked. He's just
He's
like,
so like trained. His arm is mangled. His hand was like 88% removed.
yeah, that hand's gonna go.
That was the thing about the.
Yeah.
Let's finish this, but then the violence was that thought that I had earlier that I wanted to go back to. But
Oh yeah, but that overall arc is him basically like having to be thrown into this awful violence and become essentially a soldier. Like it's a kid becoming a soldier, being forced to, in a situation where it's literally like it's either they kill you or you kill them. What's it going to be? And it's about that. That's more or less the arc, is watching someone fully have to commit to becoming a monster in order to survive this situation. And it's a fun arc, and it all kind of goes into him at the end going like, I made my decision of this desert island band, because it's almost like, fuck it. Like, why does that even matter?
Yeah, who
at that
cares?
point?
just what do you like to listen to, man?
Yeah. But it's that idea of he's so non-committal, and at that point he's killed people, and he's like, all right, I'll just commit to an answer at that point.
I love how Patrick Stewart goes out. I love that he just turns and starts marching. Like he's just marching away. Like he's like, nope. Like he like rejects it. He rejects that he's about to be shot.
Yes. Again, because there's this idea of this order versus chaos where he's leading an army. He's so sure of what has to happen all the time that he has no expectation for anything like out of the ordinary. Any chaos, and that's how they beat them ultimately, is that it's like, yeah, we're going to send in the two guys with guns. Obviously they're going to kill them. Let's go get the bodies. And like,
why on earth would they come up here? They would just run and get the police, right? If they got free.
Yeah, when he says this is a nightmare, I believe he says like for everyone.
For all of us.
Catch
Yeah.
us soon.
For all of us.
Yeah, because again, I do love that thread, which is that they don't want to do any of this. Like that was what makes it so good. That's what makes it so inevitable, which is that it's not that like they're like they wish they could be reasoned out of it. Like that's how little you can reason with them. That they're like, believe me, if I could start this day over and this not happen, I would gladly welcome that. But this is just what we're doing now. It's beyond our control. It's the feeling of like it's not up to us.
Yeah, we see that come out in that scene when Patrick Stewart first arrives and Gabe is sort of giving him the details, and he's like, we need to find a way out of it. Like Gabe basically says, like, there's no way out of this for them. And Patrick Stewart's like, well, we need to find one. And then they open the back of the van and find the gas can and the siphoning kit. And he's like, aha, here's one. Now we don't need to get them out of this. Now we can kill them.
All right. I love when he's also like, I need $600. And I was like, is that all you're going to do to pay them off? And I realized, oh, no, you're paying two skinheads to stab each other. Two little shits.
Yeah, double your money if you do any time.
Yeah. Well, speaking of stabbing, we could talk about the violence and the way it's
but
shot.
That's a good just to finish that thought, because that was a good initial introduction to this idea of how regimented this is, like how ordered it is. And it feels overwhelming at first, that inevitability of it, because he's like, this blade is such and such length. It's not long enough for you to get a felony. You may have to spend a couple of nights. So they've taken care of the 911 call about there's been a stabbing. They intervened and made it look like, it was these two skinheads that got into a fight and stabbed each other.
They're very smart.
Yeah.
Versus a group of people who don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
And that's key.
It feels like, overwhelming at first.
Yeah. Where you're like, how is anybody going to make it out of this?
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to unpack.
And when they decide to run, they're like, there's that idea where they're like, not all of us is going to make it. Probably, again, it's very war coded, where it's like when they realize, like, let's just run, they're like, they say, like, they do the Desert Island Bands. They accept the fact that not all of them is going to live in the next few minutes. Mm-hmm. And then when they give Anton Yelchin a weapon, he goes, I'm just going to run. Like, I don't need that.
I don't need that. I'm just going to run.
Yeah.
He only really has one arm at that point anyway.
Yeah. Which, again, is part of his arc, which is that, like, he's not a fighter, you know? Like, it's basically someone who's not a fighter, someone who we can all put ourselves in, most of us. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how do you make someone like this fight? It's fight or die. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Oh, it's so...
And so, the scene where they fuck up his arm.
God, yeah. So the scene where they hack his arm to pieces. I had forgotten... Like, I remembered that, but it's so grisly. And then it's followed...
the noises.
Yeah.
It's like a horror movie. His hand's out there, and you don't know what they're doing to it.
Yeah, you don't know what they're doing to it. Like, they're trying to get the gun. Like, don't let him get the gun. And he's trying to pull it back. And then you hear some commotion. And he's like, no, okay, you can take it. And then he just starts screaming incoherently. And they get his arm back, and it's like mangled and in pieces, and his hand is like almost entirely hanging off. It's like a broken Pez dispenser. And it immediately, like, not a seconds later, Imogen unzips that man with a box cutter.
Yes.
It is ghastly the way
she
just does it so simply. Yes, it is. Like we were in the meeting the other day with Will, and he said his brother had almost fainted, and I guarantee it was that scene, because I fucking almost fainted during that scene.
Well, there's something about, I think this goes to a lot of violence, is that there's something about killing someone while they're already unconscious that just feels so brutal. And
I'm having a physical reaction right now. Everyone.
Yeah, it's awful.
Just thinking
it's
about
awful
it.
if you haven't seen this movie, because the idea is he chokes him out already.
The drummer's already choked him out, yeah.
And they're like, how do we know he's dead? And she just kind of goes like, zoop.
He's
She's
dead.
like, that did it.
He's dead
And it
now.
reminds me, less brutal scene, but without spoiling too much, it reminds me of There Will Be Blood. Has another sequence where it's I should just finish this. And it's that.
Yeah.
It's that idea, which is like someone's already unconscious, and it's like, I'll just kill him. And it's so brutal. Yeah, that part, that whole scene. And again, and then of course the dogs, they don't show it, but like,
They show enough of it with
maybe
the
he gets
dogs,
got by a
but-
dog.
Yeah,
Who else
maybe gets
does?
got. Callum gets got.
Callum does. Oh, poor Callum. The drummer gets stabbed right outside.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Remember, he climbs out the window, and as he's halfway out the window, I forget what that type of window is called, but it opens vertically, like it flaps out. Anyway.
You know what's really funny is I used to know the name because I wrote it into a screenplay.
Same.
And I looked it up.
That's why I knew the name. It's because I wrote it into something. But he's halfway out, and we don't see what he sees, but he looks up. He says, "Oh shit!" So he sees that they're already waiting outside to stab him. So he's powerless as he falls into space and hits the ground, and they're just immediately on him, stabbing the fucking shit out of him in the back. And
it's about what you're
terrible.
not seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about the severity and quickness. Like, you don't really see his body afterwards, but they're like, he's still breathing. He's like,
We see a little bit of it. They drag him
Yeah.
through the frame at the very bottom. It's upsetting.
Yeah. It's very upsetting violence on purpose. It's supposed to, the violence is supposed to make you feel bad. And like, this is one of those things where it's like how you know it's a really good director and how you kind of know that movies are just awesome is that I've seen gore a million times in movies. And you feel like that there's that feeling of like, has this desensitized audiences? You know, to watch like Dead Alive. Weird example, but to watch Dead Alive and go like, is this desensitizing me to the concepts of death and murder? And the answer is no. Truly. The answer is like I would argue this is why like video games and like
It's
violence in
control
movies.
of
I'm not
death.
saying I'm not saying violence in movies is great. I'm just saying that like people have souls and you can still jab their souls with violence if you do it in the right way, if you treat it with meaning, with
Right,
weight.
because like Dead Alive is more like slapstick and comical and macabre, and that stuff is like the Day of the Dead and all sorts of. It's all about like a little bit of having a little bit of control or peace about death, or it's because it is something that is so out of our hands. So it's about being able to kind of laugh at death a little bit, and but I sometimes it can desensitize 100%. Obviously, it can, but I don't.
This is more about the quickness and randomness and the brutality and not what's showing. Where it's like, we've all watched Scorpion, like, take off his mask and burn someone to death. And that we cheer and we love it because it's awesome.
Yeah, because
and it's like,
rad.
I've technically seen violence more grotesque,
way
than
more
this
intense
movie, is
than
my
this.
point.
Yeah, the average Mortal Kombat fatality. That's a perfect example.
Yeah, but
Way more
this
intense
just-
than this movie.
Again, the pit of the stomach feeling, the pure.
It's so grounded here.
Yeah.
Like it's not it's over the top, but in a realistic way. Like it's over the top in the way that a catastrophic injury would be over the top in real life. Like it looks like a rotten.com photograph. Like it is woof. So I think
it says,
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's as random as a movie will allow it to be. Meaning that I'm like, well, of course, Anton Yelchin.
There has to be a certain exactly. We have to have characters to follow. It can't be totally random like the real world, or else Pat would be toast. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Pat's not
but that's
making
what
it
makes
out.
it amazing is by fucking up his arm so early. You're like, well, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah,
like they give him an injury that you're like, how is he gonna fucking survive this with one arm now?
It's boy, oh boy, what? Oh,
yeah.
But
and they have enough like maybe in there where I'm like, well, she's a big name.
She's
Maybe she'll
a
live.
major character. She's kind of the first person. It's him and the two of them go to siphon gas in the kind of the very first scene. So they're sort of the first characters we meet, and she's probably, I guess, third lead after Poots, probably.
Yeah.
She's a pretty big character.
And Poots is a good red herring because she's kind of there for exposition. Where they're like, why is she there? And so she can say, like, these guys are fucking nuts or this is happening.
She also becomes functionally helpful about layout of the building.
She also has the potential for one of the bigger arcs, so it makes sense in the end where you're like, oh, of course, she lasts, you know?
Yeah,
the
she's
drummer
fucking
and singer,
ruthless.
I'm like, those dildos are dead meat. I can't tell them apart. Those guys are going to be dead.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Oy, this movie. It's so
Green
tense.
Room. It continues to be good.
It's very good. This director is very impressive.
Yes. I liked his last movie. I will say it's going to be really hard for him to beat, for me personally, Green Room.
This is a masterpiece, I think.
Yeah.
I do think
this is a masterpiece.
This is a masterpiece, yeah. It was not his first film. So it was Blue Ruin, right? Before this?
Yeah. He also did, remember Hold the Dark?
Yes.
I watched that. It was good.
It was okay. It was a little...
Skarsgård.
Yeah, that one was a little too sort of Twin Peaksy for me, but not
Yeah. It's one of his other Netflix movies, which I would say, like, I get why at the time Netflix, it was like, yeah, do Netflix, but he probably he's probably locked into some deal where I'm like, I'd rather see his movies in theaters, you know, like I don't want his movies buried on Netflix, you know?
No. Although Rebel Ridge did get some buzz last year, and that was a Netflix.
Oh, he did. He also, he directed 2 episodes of True Detective. 2 season 3 episodes.
That checks out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have too much else to say.
Murder Party. No, I mean, this is one where it's like, what more is there to say? My rewatching this time was just trying to think about why does this make me feel, even from the beginning, it has kind of that mumblecore horror start. You know what I mean? Like that was
very
big in
Texas
Beast
Chainsaw
era. Yeah, where it's like we're kind of meandering a little bit. There's no cold open. It just sort of slowly
starts. Yeah. We're in a field,
Yeah.
They wake up, they get gas.
But there's this constant feeling of dread, and maybe that's because I, knew what was going to happen. It would be fun to show this to someone blind. That would be.
They wouldn't
fun's
get
the
much
wrong
out
word,
of it. You'd have to explain the whole movie to them because they can't see it.
Because they can't see it. They have captions for that.
Yeah, there's descriptive services. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Enough of that. But yeah, I don't know. It just
Fuck
watching
out of
it
that
this time around, thinking about like the nature themes and the inevitability of it all, and the idea that there's like this larger force beyond even the Nazis, where it's like this idea like everybody just has to do what they have to do. It's animals fighting, isn't what it comes down to, and that's what creates that dread. Great film.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I have nothing else.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to add. Just boy, what a boy.
He should have said "make it so" just once.
Make it so.
Just once. Just give us a little treat, Patrick. Thank you, Dr. Slap.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. This was through our Patreon, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. If you go on there for just $5 a month, you get access to like almost 700 podcasts.
Entirely too many.
Fox Mulder is a Maniac, the entirety of, for now, they might be in the Coogler. You know that, right? They might be in the Coogler one, and Chris Carter did an interview recently saying he kind of also wants to continue his version.
Oh, shit.
Because he didn't like where it left off.
Well, and we also have the director's cut of I Want to Believe is coming out. So
I know.
Gonna get some new episodes.
There's some shit that we're going to be doing
shit
there.
On the horizon, and it is saucer shaped.
Yep. There's also Tom and Jeff Watch Batman.
There is.
Spielberg's.
Spielboys.
Spielbirds. What else? What is it? Star Trek Next Futurama and Himboos, our supernatural podcast.
Indeed.
We also watch movies every Friday night on our Patreon. Honestly, we might watch Green Room.
We should watch Green Room.
If we wanted to hurt everybody, which sometimes we do, Green Room would be a fun one.
We also have a new Metalocalypse watch-along show, Brutal. So check that out. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Please rate and review our podcasts wherever you're listening. And also, please check out our other podcast, Badical, Badical, also wherever you are listening.
Yes, do all that. And we're available for live shows.
Sure.
Like, we don't do a Green Room, but just podcasters. God, we would die
that.
So fast.
I think my Discord, my picture on Discord is me in the green room of UCB.
Oh, nice.
That's me in a green room, yeah.
Nice. I've been there.
Yeah. All right.
Why do they call it that?
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth.
All right. I'm not going to look it up.
Some showbiz reason. Probably some monkey.
Sure.
Killed a guy in there in the 40s. Sure. And it was...
Monkey was named Green.
Was in green. I don't know. Took a bunch of greenies and killed somebody.
Sure.
All right.
Bye. Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.